Welcome to another tutorial for the ICRS patient registry. Today I'm going to show you how you can create a default form for all of your patients. Now what this means is that you can create a form that has pre-filled elements, and this is very useful if you are using a certain treatment or procedure quite often with your patients, because it means that when you add a new patient or a new treatment to a patient, you can use a default form that's already partly filled, and this can save you some time. So what I'm going to do is show you what this looks like. So if I find a patient that I've just created, so what we can see in this patient is the usual thing. So the baseline initial tasks have not been completed in this case, and either the patient hasn't completed this yet or you haven't put in the data on behalf of the patient, and that's fine. But for this particular example, I'm just going to show you what a draft would look like. So you can do this in either a conservative treatment or for a procedure or treatment which is not conservative. So for this example, I'll just go into a conservative treatment. Now what you'll see is a different page to usual. Usually, if you click on the conservative or the procedure/treatment, if you don't have any defaults, it'll take you straight to the form. So the form that it'll take you to will look like this. And that is what happens if you click on the do not use a default. However, if you've created a default, then you can use that default within here. So here we've got a knee brace default, which if I click on that, you will see that there are some questions that have been pre-completed. And this just means that if you have a number of patients that have similar treatments, you can easily input the data into the registry without having to refill in the forms every time. So for this example, the most important thing would be to check the date of intervention, but otherwise everything that you've clicked might stay the same. And then you can save that and it comes up for the patient. Now what I'll do next, I'll show you how to create one of these default forms. So I'll go back into conservative treatment, and this time I'll click do not use a default because we don't want a brace. So something else that you might use regularly is shockwave therapy, for example. So if you want to create a form for that, you can add some information if you want. So if, for example, you always do shockwave therapy in an outpatient clinic, you can click that. And if you want more detail, you can complete more detail about the shockwave therapy, as we can see here. Or if you don't want more detail, that's also fine. And you can trigger standard review task set here. Now, I've completed the form, and what you can do is click on the Save as Default. Shockwave therapy, create as default, and you'll see that this is now being created. And you can save this for the patient. Now, when you go back into the conservative treatment, you'll be offered two default forms, so either the knee brace or the shockwave therapy, and you can choose these depending on which your patient has had. So I think these can be really helpful for you because they are very time efficient, and if you would like further information or help on creating these defaults, please do get in touch and watch our other tutorials if you want further advice on using the patient registry. Thank you very much.